Start by centering yourself, laying down flat on your mat, hugging your knees towards your chest, lifting your head and shoulders up off the mat, bringing your legs into a tabletop position and your arms at your side. Start vigorously pumping your arms up and down, right above your hips and back below. Inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trying to bring your chest closer to your thighs. Keep breathing. 3, 4, 5, 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pulling your core up and in. You can start to progress your hundreds by extending your legs long on a high diagonal. Keep pumping your arms and coordinating your breath. Getting even closer to those thighs while you keep pumping energy through the tips of your fingertips. Bring your chest even closer to those thighs by pulling the core up and in. One more breath here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hug your knees towards your chest. Place your hands underneath the knee creases to rock up for your half roll downs. My feet are placed about hip width apart. Knees are bent and feet are flat on the mat. We're going to start by starting to rock back with a curved spine. So we're going to make a C curve in our spine by pulling the core up and in and holding that there as I start to rock back until my elbows are fully straightened. Right when those elbows are fully straightened, you're going to start to come back forward, keeping that curve in your spine and stretching between the knees. Inhale as you rock back. Pull that core up and in. Start to feel the lower abs activate as you get right to that point of instability. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, come back. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, rock back. Exhale, come forward. Inhale, rock back. Exhale, come forward. We're going to start to progress this with arms straight and out in front of us. So now we're starting from a tall seated position, and then the curve of the spine begins as you start to pull the core up and in and rock back. Right to that point of instability, you're going to start to sit right back up into a tall seated position. Good. Start to lean back, pulling the core up and in, nice and strong. Energy through the fingertips. And exhale, come up forward. Inhale, start to lean back. Exhale, sit up tall. Good. One more here. Start to lean back as far as you can. And come up to sit. Good. Roll all the way down into your back and extend the arms up towards the ceiling. For our full roll-ups, we're just going to start with an inhale, lifting the head and shoulders up off the mat. Exhale to sit up all the way nice and tall. Reach the arms forward past the feet. Inhale to stack the spine. Exhale, roll all the way down, slow and controlled using those abs for stability. Good. Inhale, head and shoulders. Exhale, reach all the way up and through. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, roll all the way down. Inhale, head and shoulders. Exhale, reach forward. Inhale, stack your spine up. Exhale, roll all the way down. We're going to start to pick up the pace here. Inhaling all the way up to reach. And then exhale to roll all the way down on flat on the mat. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lay flat. Inhale, reach. And exhale to lay flat. Good. One more here. Inhale, energy through the fingertips, lengthen through your spine. And exhale, roll all the way down. Recenter yourself on your mat before our single leg circles. Hug your knees towards your chest. Place your left foot flat on the mat with a bent knee and extend the right leg towards the ceiling. I'm going to place both hands flat on the mat with my palms facing down. Keep energy through those hands as you press down. That's going to aid with stability here. So core's pulled up and in, but my hands are also helping. We're going to start drawing small circles on the ceiling. Starting clockwise with that right leg around, down, and up. Not letting the pelvis rock as we draw these circles. 2, 3, 4, 5. Reverse the circle. You can progress this by widening out that circle. Just make sure that core is pulled up and in so your pelvis doesn't rock side to side. And this is 4 and 5. Good. Switch to the other foot. Place the right foot down, left leg long. Clockwise circles to start for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Challenge yourself by widening that circle. Reverse for 1, 2. Check in with your core as it pulled up and in. 3, 4, 5. Good. Place your hands underneath your knee creases to rock up to sit. Before we do a full roll like a ball, we're going to do a few prep exercises. First, starting with lifting your feet from flat on the mat with these bent knees into more of that tabletop position. Place the feet back down. Try to avoid too much of this rocking happening by pulling up and in the core. Bringing the feet up and tap them back down. Up and down. Energies through these arms that are holding underneath my knee creases. Shoulders are down and back. Core is pulled up and in. We're going to progress by now maintaining the feet up and off the mat and do small rocks. Rocking back and forth between our sit bones and our sacrum. Pulling that core up and in, you should start to feel those low abs firing. We're going to progress into a full rock back onto our shoulder blades. So rolling like a ball, rolling back to the shoulders to rock up back to sit. Rolling back on the shoulder blades, rock up to sit. The angle should not be changing between that knee crease. Roll back to sit. Your core should be aiding in stability to get you back up. Rolling back to rock up. One more here, roll back to rock up. Good, you're gonna lie flat on your mat for our abdominal series. Starting by hugging your knees towards your chest, lifting the head and shoulders up off the mat. For our single leg stretches, we're gonna stretch out the left leg to begin. Pull the right knee towards our chest as we exhale all the air out of our lungs. Inhale, switch to the left and pull. Inhale, switch to the right and pull. Inhale, switch, exhale, pull. Good, picking up the pace here, pulling that core up and in, getting closer to the knee, and switch, to switch, and switch, and switch. Left to right, get closer to your knees, and left. Good. For our double leg stretches, both the hands and knees are gonna stretch out in opposite diagonals. Bring the arms around, energy through the fingertips, and pull the knees towards your chest. Inhaling, out, around, exhale, pull. Inhale, out, around, exhale, pull. And out, around, two, pull. Core's up and in as you extend through your limbs, and pull. Out, around, and pull. One more here, and pull. Lower the head down, looking right to left. We're gonna now begin with our scissors by bringing our head and shoulders up off the mat, extending both legs long, allowing the left leg to come down to a low diagonal, and pulsing the right leg towards our chest for 1, 2. Switch to the left and pull for 1, 2, and switch, pulse, 1, 2, switch, 1, 2, switch, getting closer to each thigh as you pulse it in, while also feeling that stretch through the back of the hamstrings. You can add in a little bit of a neuro challenge by switching between point to flex feet when you pull, point to switch, and flex to pull. Point and switch, flex, pull. Point, flex, point, flex, point, flex, point, and flex. We're gonna start to bring the head down, looking right to left again, moving out the whole neck side to side. Extending the legs up for our leg lower and lifts. I'm going to keep my hands at my side with the palms facing down and open up my legs into a Pilates V. So my heels are touching. Then I'm going to lift my head and shoulders up off the mat as I start to lower my legs down to a high diagonal. Good, progress to a low diagonal. Bring those legs back up to a 90 degree. Good, lower as you pull your core up and in to lift. Lower to lift. We're going to start to play with timing, lowering for 3, 1, 2, 3, and then lift in 1, 1, lower, 1, 2, 3, lift in 1, 1, lift and lower for 1, 2, 3, and lift. We're going to reverse it now. So lower for 1, lift for 1, 2, 3, lower in 1, lift for 1, 2, 3, lower 1, lift for 1, 2, 3. Good. Bring your knees towards your chest. Bring the arms around to the back of where your head meets your neck. Place the hands underneath to support your head. Lift your head up off the mat, elbows out to the side. Extend the left leg out for our crisscrosses. We're going to cross over to the right knee. Pulsing here for 1, 2, lift up to switch toward the left side. Pulse to the left for 1, 2, lift to switch. Pulse 1, to lift, to switch, pulse, 1, 2, lift, core up and in, and pulse. We're gonna progress by switching just side to side, still lifting in the center, left to right, left, and get higher towards the ceiling when you switch, right to left, right, and left, 2 more, right, left, hug your knees to your chest, relax your head down. Good, we're gonna rock up to sit, and then turn on over onto your tummy for a short stretch through the front of the abdominal. So I've got my elbows tucked in, palms are flat on the mat, pelvis is gonna stay down, and I'm gonna start to just press through the palms to get a small stretch through the front of my core here. And come back down. Good, lift up, push through the palms, and lower back down. One more here. Push through the palms and bring your hips back into a rest pose, actively stretching into this by pushing through the heels of the hand. Shifting the hips side to side. We're gonna meet back sitting on our mat with our legs hip width apart for our forward spine stretch. Arms are extended out in front, coordinating our breath with this exercise, lifting through our seat, inhaling to grow taller. Exhale to reach forward, long arms, energy through the tops of our fingertips. Inhale to restack the spine. Exhale, relax the effort here. So I'm inhaling to grow. Exhale to reach through the fingertips. Inhale to stack the spine 1 vertebrae at a time. Exhale, relax the effort. Inhale, grow. Exhale, reach. Inhale, stack the spine. And exhale, relax the effort. Inhale, grow. Exhale, reach. Inhale, stack your spine. Exhale to relax the effort. Good. Before we go into our corkscrew, we're gonna do one last ab challenge here in seated. I'm gonna have both hands placed on the outer edges of my hips and a little behind me. So I've got a nice point here that I can kind of move into bent elbows and straight. This is gonna help with trying to alter angles as we do some side kicks. So knees are to your chest. You're gonna swivel your hips to one side and extend the legs out long. Notice how I'm leaning into my elbows, and then come back up to center. Switch to the left, extend the legs long, and bend to center, and right to extend, and back to center, left, center, right, center, left, center, right. We're gonna progress this with hip circles. So starting always with the legs straighten, going up, around, and back to center. Up to the left this time, around and center. Bringing the legs up to the right, around, back to center. And bringing the legs up to the left, around, and center. Good, relax your feet down, roll down towards your back for our corkscrew. Starting by hugging your knees towards your chest, massaging your spine by just bringing the knees side to side. Now place the hands again to our sides with the palms facing flat on the mat. Head and shoulders can stay down as you straighten out the legs. Very similar to our hip circles, our corkscrew is going to be drawing a nice smooth circle on the ceiling. So first bring the legs closer to your chest, to the right, around and back to center. Pulling the core up and in so our pelvis doesn't rock side to side. Around, back to center. In, around, and back to center. In towards the chest, left, around, back to center. In towards the chest, right, around, and back to center. And in towards your chest, left, around, back to center. One more each side, in, around, and back. And in, left, around, and back. Good. Hug your knees to your chest. Place hands underneath the knee creases to rock up to sit for our saw. Widening up the hips towards mat width apart. We're going to extend our legs out into a T position, twisting to the right, lengthening as we reach over to the right to match up our left pinky finger with our right pinky toe. Pulsing here for 1, 2, roll up to sit, twist to the left, reach up and over for 1, 2, rock, roll up to sit up nice and tall, and switch to the right, reach 1, 2, sit up tall, twist and reach, pulling your core up and in to maintain a nice curve in the spine as you reach, and reach for 1, 2, roll up to sit, twist, reach, pulse, and tall, twist, reach, and pull, and twist, reach, back to center, 1 more each time, and up to the left, good, and up. We're gonna roll all the way down, switching over to our stomach this time for our swan. So starting on our bellies, our core is pulled up and in, keeping both pelvis bones stable here on the mat, but you should be able to feel almost your belly lift up and off the mat as you pull your core up and in. My hands are gonna start underneath my forehead, and we're gonna start our swan by starting to hover both our hands, head, and shoulders up off the mat as we keep our core pulled up and in. Starting to anchor the pelvis down, cores up and in, start to hover up off the mat, and lower back down. Good. Anchor the pelvis, core up and in, start to lift your head, hands, and heart for 1, 2, 3, lower down for 1, 2, 3. Start to engage that core, lift up for 1, 2, 3, and lower back down. We're gonna progress this by bringing the hands behind the head this time, starting with the elbows relaxed on the floor. The first part of our swan this time is going to be plugging the shoulder blades in, or thinking about bringing those shoulders down and back, activating those scapula stabilizers before we lift off the mat. So starting by plugging the shoulders in, lifting the elbows off the mat by bringing the shoulder blades closer, hover off the mat, cores up and in, hold for 1, 2, 3, lower back down, 2, 3. Lift the shoulders up and off, hover up for 1, 2, 3, lower down, 2, 3. Plug the shoulders in, lift up for 1, 2, 3, hover down, 2, 3. Good. Press through the heels of your hands back into a rest pose. Massaging your spine, or stretching out your spine more so by bringing the hips side to side. Good, so we worked out that whole trunk through this series today, so really stretch through the spine and then come back into more of that press up that we did before. And then transition back to that rest pose. Do whatever feels good in between here. If you want to stay more in a quadruped position and stretch on out. And back to rest. Good, and take the time to really cool down your body after that series.